The 1982 Rothmans Manx International Rally being run this year for the first time in 3 separate legs. Well, cars all set to go, and during scrutineering we asked some of the drivers how they thought they would fare.
About the time to win it again, that's quite right. Let's try to do it, yes. This is such a small island, and stages are repeated so many times, so we actually memorize the stages. So, but of course we have a patience as well.
What are the roads along?
They are generally very fast, and having a tarmac surface on them, I mean, makes it even faster. So it's going to be a bit of like a circuit racing, really.
World champion Ari Vatanen leads the cars from the start ramp early on Thursday morning.
Thursday morning was clear and dry as the cars started the first stage, high up in the hills in the shadow of Snae Fell. At the Brandywell Cottage, the crowds have gathered to see the action.
From the start, Vatanen is flying and takes an immediate lead.
By special stage 5, St Mark's, Henry Toivonen has pulled out a 24-second lead. Terry Cabey is up to second ahead of Vatanen, Mcrae and Brookes. As the cars head for service at Douglas, the pace is beginning to tell on the front runners. Already retired are both works Talbos of Freckelin and Blomqvist, and Per Eklund's Toyota, all with engine failure.
We're having gearbox or clutch problems. In the last 2 stages we've actually caught them. It's maybe held us back a bit, but not a couple of seconds or so, that's all. So do you know what position you are in there? I think we're at probably third, just a few seconds behind Ari Vatanen, about 6 seconds behind Ari. Not a lot, with a long way to go. Not a lot. It's another 2.5 days rallying, so nothing to worry about. Best of luck, Jimmy. Okay, thank you.
Crews set off for a repeat of the morning's 8 stages.
It's still flat out as the cars start the first stage on Friday, with Toivonen eager to extend his 15-second advantage over the rest of the drivers in his chase for the Open Championship. Vatanen is now second, and although the Escort design may be 15 years old, it's not showing its age. Mcrae is matching the Finns, and he is only 15 seconds behind the world champion. Terry Cabey is in attacking mood, although an engine problem slows his Chevette. means Russell Brookes moves up to 4th position with his Vauxhall, desperate to give the manufacturer another win with the sleek racer which won here last year, driven by Tony Pond.
And Henry Toivonen sets off to defend his lead. However, a puncture later on this first stage of the day drops him to 3rd, behind Vatanen and Rothman's teammate, Jimmy Mcrae.
Leader, Vatanen.
Well, you go always here flat out, but I don't know. It depends if Henry wants to have a push or whether he settles in the 3rd place. But I mean, we are in the beginning of 2nd day now, so we have more than, well, 3/4 of the rally left, really.
Well, Henry lost about a minute in the first stage with a puncture this morning, so it's put us up to 2nd place. But Ari's still going very quick. You know, he took some. We were holding him till the last stage there. He took about 11 seconds off us. So we'll just need to play it cool and see what's going to happen.
Vatanen seizes the chance to increase his lead, and Mcrae can hardly play it cool to keep up, with Toivonen still just behind despite that puncture. Brookes cannot stay in touch with this fascinating 3-way battle, but the Chevette is still 4th. As the leaders head north for the Ramsey rest halt, Vatanen's sensational drive comes to a dramatic end. The world champion is out of the rally.
Yeah, we just landed very heavily and just bounced off the road. As simple as that.
I think crashes are one of the facts of life of rallying, you know, particularly on an event like this, which is so incredibly fast. And where you're using the stages so many times, you're going to be squeezing the very last inch out of the road, and I think it's inevitable. There are going to be some quite high-speed accidents, particularly on the 5th and 6th times to the same stages.
I think we have to attack still, because we don't know if they will cancel the stage where Ari retired. So if they don't, then Russell is leading, and that means a game problem for us.
Jimmy, what happens if they cancel that stage?
The one that
Ari went off on?
Well, I think they need to cancel it because the pen was held up, the car was across the road, petrol all over the road, so we had to stop. We had to get enough people to lift the car off the road.
The stage is cancelled, and Jimmy Mcrae and the Opel Ascona are suddenly on target for victory and another year as Open champions. But Rothman's teammate Henry Toivonen is closing rapidly as the sister car is pushed faster and faster, breaking all records on the island. It's going to be a 2-horse race to the finish, because Brookes, in 3rd place, is unable to stay with the leaders.
The next stage is the incredibly narrow, twisting Glenroy, where Toivonen starts to chase teammate Mcrae. To cancel stage 21 had been made, Henry Toivonen had retaken the lead, 15 seconds ahead of teammate Mcrae, with Russell Brookes a further 2 minutes down, and the crowd's favourite, Bertie Fisher, in 4th.
Friday afternoon, and Toivonen has snatched the lead. Mcrae is back to 2nd. And Brookes hangs on in 3rd. By Saturday morning, there are only 5 hours left. Through the mist, the first Opel appears. But it's Mcrae's car, and the rally has another new leader as Toivonen has stopped with electrical problems and then crashed out of the event. Lights ablaze, the British team heads for home. Brookes in the Vauxhall Chevette has settled for 2nd place. It's his best position of the year, and he's taking no chances.
On Saturday morning, the 3rd leg started among the mist in the hilltops. Surprising the spectators at Sartfield Hairpin, the first car through is Jimmy Mcrae, knocked Toivonen in the Rothmans Opel. Russell Brookes' Andrews Heat for Hire Chevette is through next. car is Bertie Fisher's privately entered Escort, trying just too hard. And there's no sign of Toivonen.
The stage we were at this morning, what's happened to him?
Well, the very first stage when we passed, it was actually parked to the side of the road with distributor problems. He obviously got the car to go, but he went off about half a mile later. It was very, very foggy up the mountain, and he seemingly landed in a ditch. As far as we hear, he can't get out. As the day progresses, there is no change in the leading positions.
The closing stage is on Saturday afternoon, and the crowds are willing the champion home to Douglas. Russell Brookes still holds second. The final special stage, and Mcrae plays it safe. There are only 5 miles to go, and there's a 2-minute gap to Russell Brookes, delighted with his second place. Bertie Fisher finishes third and is the top private driver.
After 3 days of hard driving, Jimmy Mcrae and Ian Grindrod had won the Manx Rally by 2.5 minutes, clinching the Rothmans Open Championship for the second year. By the end of the last stage, Mike Broad had given up reading pace notes to Russell Brookes as the team coasted into second. Bertie Fisher and Austin Fraser took a delighted third overall, thanks to help from Michelin, who provided the team with free tyres as they started to run out towards the end.
Here he comes, and here he comes! Number 3 and number 1. Number 1, the winner, the Rothmans Manx champion, the British Open Rally champion, in the Rothmans Open team with started 400. More than that. It's 3 tremendous days of driving. There we go. We'll get him out of the front of the car with the you know what they're making crest in the rush. The Rothmans goes on to the lead. And Jimmy Mcrae. Try it out. Rothmans Manx champion, and Jimmy, I know you'll be delighted with all this, and of course the Rothmans British Open champion. It's all over, Jim. How's it feel? Thank God for that. That was fantastic. Really fantastic. What about today? I know you were there were a lot of things happening, but you were concentrating on getting that car around to the finish. And in fact, at the end, you were going to give a little bit close to those two. You imagine you hear things that are wrong with the car, but it's all in the mind. How much does this mean? Because I know it's been, what was it, third, second, and now you've actually got it there and you've retained your championship. I think the smile will get broader as the night goes on, but it means an awful lot, I know. It certainly does, yes. It's just a pity Fawn wasn't here and we had to beat him. Still after Tony Fawn's blood. Yes, next year. It's going to be a head-to-head challenge, I think, very shortly. Is it Ian just about the toughest you've ever done? certainly the fastest Manx, yeah, not the toughest, yeah, certainly. And the speeds, Jimmy, is it going to get even quicker still? I hope not. No, I think surprising, you come back every year and the skip gets quicker. I don't know why, whether it's you lose more brain when you get older, I don't know. Well, we're getting older, but certainly your years of blood and blister going on, because it's what, you started that 18th year, I think. Was it yesterday, the 17th anniversary? That's correct, yes. So your wife's a bit happy, I know she was very nervous today. The campaign, and my goodness, they deserved it. It's a race to see whether, I think Mcrae is going to get it off first. Ian's trying to take it up with his teeth. Never mind the glass. And here we go, heading second. This one, there it is. The champions, Rothman's Manx champions.